What's going on, guys? Danny from Slow Restoration. It's a crazy day around here. We're actually going to Mecum auction in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and maybe a decision I'm gonna live to regret. We'll see. I'm taking the Turbo GMC and the Quadrasteer. We have them all cleaned up. Turbo GMC's load on the trailer, towing it with the new truck, and the Quadrasteer is being driven up. So let's get on the road. We'll check it out as we walk out, but kind of a sad day. All right, we got the Quadrasteer all cleaned up. She's ready to get on the road, and like I said, we do have to pull our wheel chuck, but we have the Turbo GMC connected to the new truck and strapped down. Everything looks good here. Let's go ahead and jump in the Ultimate and we'll get on the road. So we got a bit of a load on here. That truck, I know, the Turbo GMC in race trim with the smaller wheels and tires, weighed 6,300. So we're probably at least 6,500 with the current setup, and the trailer's 23 to 2,500 pounds. But the exhaust brake, you do have to let it work. So it's not an instant on as soon as you touch that button. It is a hit the brakes, and the truck, I guess, decides when it needs exhaust brake. But when it's working, you can 100% tell it's working. I know a lot of people are kind of bashing the 2024 Chevy GMCs, the HD trucks. It's not an instant on. You hit that button doesn't mean you're instantly, got your exhaust brake pulling you to a halting stop. The truck is, I guess, more intelligent, and it decides when it wants to use it. I'm sure that's not what people want to hear. They want to have a dedicated on-off, but it does 100% work. And the power delivery of the L5P Series 2 is very, very good, especially low end. This 10-speed Allison is very, very good. If you guys haven't had a chance, if you're a Duramax fan and you haven't driven one with a 10-speed, again, especially the 2024s, because they are updated power delivery, but they are really, really good. They have a lot of drivability, especially trailering. It's just always, you're right in that sweet spot, and if you trailer, you know what I'm talking about. You're just always where you need to be. Very, very impressed with the towing capabilities of this truck so far. See the Turbo GMC front end. You can see the intercooler popping down there on the trailer. It's actually a pretty tall load too. This deck over with the height of the truck is up there. Most of you are probably like, are you nuts taking your truck, the Turbo GMC and the Quadrasteer, to auction? Don't worry, I did put a reserve on them, so if they don't meet reserve, they're not selling. I do have the option of lowering the reserve, or if they do not sell on the block, of course, if you know Mecum, it goes to bid goes on or bid continues, and they will be for sale at the auction for the remaining of the time the auction's going on. So we actually have an early time slot, so if they don't go off across the block, the rest of the auction, the next 3.5 days pretty much, they will be for sale up there. So we'll see what we can do. I think I have the reserves at a reasonable price, but you never know. You never know who's going to be at an auction. And debated a lot about whether to remove the wrap on the Turbo GMC. Went back and forth. Had some strong opinions from different people saying it's going to be much better removed. Some say no, it looks really good, just throw it up on the block and see what happens. It's going to look good going across the block. That bright 3M wrap is really going to pop under the lights. So again, we'll see what happens. As far as the Quadrasteer, it speaks for itself. It's a super clean truck. Really gonna hate to see that one go, but we have the Ultimate and we have some more plans coming very, very soon, so definitely stay tuned. Here's a good, for instance, going down a pretty good hill here, and one pretty good apply of the brakes, it downshifts and I'm off the brake, and it's just maintaining my speed with the exhaust brake, and you can definitely hear the exhaust brake working. I already pulled it into the sheets here quick, just check our load and dump a little bit of fuel in the Quadrasteer. we'll be back on our way, and Harrisburg's just about an hour from here. Here's where this 10-speed really shines. Obviously top speed is going to be good because there's 10 gears, but in between all of that, going through the city here of Lancaster to get to Harrisburg, we're doing a lot of slow traffic, and the older 6-speed Allisons, you were never quite in, you were either tacking too much or you were lugging. The 10-speed, like I said, is right where it needs to be, especially on this type of driving. So if you do a lot of that, or even, like as I said, highway, it's got 10th gear and you can just cruise right along. It's the rear axle ratio is actually a 331 because of the 10-speed, so overall RPM is also good. You're not tacking going down the road at even 80 mile an hour. So cruising along here at like 69, 70 mile an hour. Trans temp is actually going down. It's down to 145. But this, I know I keep saying it, it's such a good truck. It drives so silky smooth, especially towing. We do plan on getting a pretty large 5th wheel in the near future. Very anxious to tow with that. This truck handles it so ridiculously easy, it's almost scary. Like anyone can just start pulling a trailer, and they may not even really be ready to pull the side of the trailer that this truck is capable of. Another thing I really like is next time we need to turn our turn signal on, I'll try and record that. But when you turn your turn signal on when the trailer is hooked up, the camera is actually, whichever side you turn your turn signal on, has the camera pop up here alongside the truck and the trailer, and you can actually, we're gonna just blink it on here real quick. You can see that. So as you're turning, it's gives you that camera angle, and you know exactly where the back end of the truck and or front of the trailer is. You're making that turn. So, and I don't want to just praise all GM. I know most of the new trucks have all this stuff. This is just new for me, and this just does it again extremely well. We're 20 minutes out and the clouds are actually starting to form. There is a chance of storms this whole afternoon, so hopefully, so far the weather's held out for us, and we're not going to have to do all that much cleaning when we get there on the vehicles, but I don't know if we're going to make it. I'm hopeful, but those clouds are telling me a different story. There's the tents, there's the Mecum tents. You can see some of their trucks, so let's get pulled down in here. I'm not exactly sure where I need to be going. So there's the tent where all the cars are getting checked in. Getting exciting. If you've never been to a Mecum event, it's really cool. Definitely go. It's a totally different experience actually selling something, so definitely a first for me. We'll see how it goes, see if I do it again. All right, we're here. There's the tents, all the vehicles starting to arrive. They're all going to be here either today or tomorrow. So we're here today. We made it with no ill weather. So let's go ahead and get unloaded, and we'll get these cars checked in. Turning in some titles. They're dropped off, they're under the tent. We have our paperwork, and we're gonna get out of here and just wait till today's Monday, and we're waiting till Wednesday morning. They're going off. They're looking good, glowing. The green is it's like neon. Take a sneak peek here. That Blazer is really, really sweet. We're back home. Got the trailer disconnected. Truck is actually telling us that. So it's all into the auction's hands now. So we'll just wait and see what happens. If you guys want to see the Turbo GMC or the Quadrasteer and you're local to Harrisburg, come check it out. It's going to be at the auction. Come bid on it. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.